like, go out.
Johnny's sending smoke signals.
Hello, Johnny's over there trying to start a forest fire in his house.
I love this smell, though.
I know. And what sucks about those is if you don't keep going like that, you'll turn off.
It'll go out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's not a bad thing because I don't really need to burn the house down, but I would like it to stay lit like the incense at least and go down. But, forest fires and all.
I do have the little incense cones that are made of Palo Santo. They shred it kind of like MDF board, and they compress them into a little cone. But they burn out super quick, though. But it's the same thing instead of having to sit there and go like this with the stick. But so I wanted to say hello to Sylvia Hanks that's in the chat. Hi, Sylvia.
Hi, Sylvia.
Hey, Sylvia.
Any special announcements from anybody?
I want to thank Roberta for my new mug with the dragonfly on it. Isn't that pretty? And a dessert plate that went with it.
Oh,
very pretty. I'm drinking my tea out of it tonight.
Oh, love it.
It's a nice big mug, as you can see.
And you, Mr. Johnny?
Special thank you to Good Vibes. Wait a minute, let me put this fire down.
Hi, T-Barb. Oh my gosh, Johnny. What is that? Wait, put your camera up.
Go behind the ears. There we go.
Oh my God.
So one of these was sent to me. Actually, there's an extra one. And that one's also mine. She didn't say it was, but it is. And there's one for you two and Adrian and Lori. I have sent those out.
Oh, look, see, Johnny, now next time you do a cooking video, you must wear your little headband.
So it can catch fire.
What do they call those little hats in England? When they do the weddings and stuff, they all wear those little...
Oh, it's not a fedora. It's, I know which ones you're talking about because Peanut got one from his uncle in Europe.
Those little... The pretty little hats, fascinators. Thank you, Good Vibes. It's a fascinator, Johnny.
There you go.
I was like, it begins with an F. I can't think of it.
It's a Good Vibes original. That's what it is.
Did everybody have a nice Thanksgiving?
I did. How was y'all's Thanksgiving? You had to run around town, Becca.
I know. I was driving all over the state of California, and I'm tired.
I messed up my calendar on my website, and I forgot to block out Thanksgiving. And next thing I knew, I had 3 people that had scheduled, and I'm like, well, because of COVID, I'm not going anywhere. So, okay. So I did readings all day.
Yeah, I haven't. Our Thanksgiving celebrations finally ended yesterday. So I'm like, I ain't moving again till Christmas. Y'all don't get me out of this house. I don't care. I'm not moving. I'm done peopling for the time being.
If you want a reading with me before Christmas, you better get to my website because it's booking up and I'm taking the week after Christmas off and you won't get me till January.
So I'm hoping everybody had a fantastic Thanksgiving, everybody in the chat. Hopefully it was quiet, unlike mine. That was just
Oh, I did set another date with Jody Roberts. Hang on. We are going to do our next Sacred Sounds of Coffee. On.
Also, Jody does a video every Sunday. So make sure you go and check it out. Check the one she done out today. It was a lot of nice information in there. So go watch that.
I think it's next Monday, December 6th. I forgot to write it on my calendar. I think it's December 6th. And then we're going to do one also on possibly the first or second week of January.
You know what I was thinking we should do?
There she is. She's in the chat.
Jody, was it December 6th? I forgot to write it on my calendar. I think it was. Oh, no. December 20th. Sorry, it's the week of Christmas. December 20th. I just found my pages stuck together.
Hi, Brandon. Brandon Miniard. I think we should do something kind of goofy this year for the holidays because this will be year number 2, right?
Yeah, we're doing a fundraiser New Year's Eve on Johnny's channel.
Mm-hmm. But it'll be the second year you've had that Christmas tree up that you haven't taken down.
Did we go for 3 years?
Oh God, 3 years.
It's like furniture now.
I know.
Yeah. Might as well leave it.
I mean, the day it disappears, everybody will be like, "What's different? What's missing?" You know.
Where's the Christmas tree, Jen? It was our quarantine tree, which we're still kind of, sort of
Quarantining.
Yeah, quarantining. So, and then you were going to take it down when Trump was out of office, but by that time, crap hit the fan. And then you're like,
Prairie Griffin says, "Don't laugh at the tree. I love the tree. That's why it hasn't come down."
Yeah,
people like.
I'm not laughing at the tree. I'm just saying it's been up for 2 years. That's like a record. That's a freaking record.
Leave it there.
Oh, we've got tickets up for sale. If you go to my community tab, I've got a link to the website for Sedona. I'm going to Sedona with Linda G again. Tickets are up for sale, and more than 50% of the tickets are sold. So if you're interested in going, it's in May. All the info is on the website.
And where's it going to be this year, Jenny?
Sedona again.
Sedona, just at a different resort?
Yeah. We're only doing 50 people this year because we're only doing one weekend. So it's selling out very quickly.
So hop on those tickets, y'all. Only 50.
And over 25 of them are sold already.
So
you dust a corn tree with a feather duster because it's got glass ornaments all over it tucked in here. So I dust with a feather duster very lightly. He's asking.
Annie, happy birthday to you.
Happy 74th.
And was it somebody else's birthday today as well, Johnny?
Spiritual something. Oh, hell. Yes. No, Starlight Gazer, right?
Sterling Roses, was it?
Sterling Roses. Thank you. It was a star something. I don't know. I got the old brain today. I don't know.
Happy birthday, Lena and Sterling.
Happy birthday, Lena Rodriguez, from all of her intrepid viewers here, including myself. Oh, Deb is saying one of her neighbors has had Christmas lights up on his house for 6 years.
Well, there you
go. 6 years, Jenny. 6 years.
Take it down for what?
Yeah, some of the lights, the LED lights on it are already starting to flicker because they only work for about 10,000 hours. And I'm like, I have gone over that already in 2 years. So I don't know how much longer it'll be lit, but it's there.
Oh, goodness.
When the lights go out, it has to come down. I'll have to put another tree up with lights because the whole reason I like it is the lighting it gives me on my cards and everything.
Oh, I like it. So for those of you that have not, I'm sure you already have, but if you have not, run over to Johnny's channel and watch his cooking video because it was great. It was great. And his walk into the shops was great, but you must watch the cooking video. So hopefully Johnny will do another one for us again soon. And I'm sorry I was not here. I missed the live. I had to go back and watch the replay.
He kind of ranks everything fantastic or fiasco.
It was interesting. It really was.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, sometime you ought to cook, Johnny, and just show us what you cooked and let us see if we can guess what it is.
I hope it won't be that bad.
Looks like
oh, that looks like cereal. I don't know. It's chicken cacciatore to me. We'll see.
So I think. Oh, is Peggy here too? Hi, Peggy.
No, I do not want bacon flavored salt for Christmas, Lenny. Thank you very much.
When he tried to send it to me, I was like, "Oh, I should get some." He's like,
you need to make some Christmas cookies, Johnny.
Yes.
That's what we. That's I got this here from KARIN, I think, and so I need.
Oh,
to
a Don Jr. cookbook.
That's probably in here.
Donut shop.
But I'm gonna put this to use too.
You know what I did find yesterday, because I was talking to Johnny on the text message. Monte Cristo sandwiches. I have not had one in over 25 years. Since I left Florida, because I used to eat them all the time at Bennigan's and Wilkins restaurant.
Bennigan's had the best.
Yes. So I found the recipe and I was like, dang, I can make it in my air fryer. Woohoo! So I just got to get my butt down the hill and go buy the bread, the cheese, and the meat, and I'm good to go. Because and powdered sugar too. Because I don't have powdered sugar, but I need to get powdered sugar and then what is it? Raspberry preserves?
Well, you can put whatever filling you want in the inside.
Cranberry or raspberry, either one will work.
Okay, that's what I got to get. But I have the Bisquick mix to dip it in, and then I just put it inside the air fryer. I was telling my husband about it. He's like, you're trying to make yourself diabetic. I'm like, listen, I know you're diabetic, but I'm gonna make it and you're gonna eat it and you're gonna be like, this is so bad. Because it's so good. I haven't had one in years. And then I saw them at Disney. Is it Disney World and Disneyland at this one restaurant? And it's like $25. I'm like, for a sandwich?
I got a whole jar of powdered sugar thanks to Halloween.
So I'm going to be making Monte Cristo sandwiches one of these days. So, all righty. Now that we're done with the chit chat, anybody else got anything else? We've been bull crapping for 12 minutes.
No.
No? Okay. Can we please start with a petty question?
Yes. Get your boots on, everybody.
Okay. Petty question to start us off. How should I word it, Johnny? Because you know what I'm asking, but I don't know how to word it.
So there is a growing number. Now, let's mind you, this is not new either. I think we asked something about this a long time ago. I can look it up to make sure, but I'm pretty sure we did. And I even think Anna was with us at the same time. That's why I kind of remember. Do intelligence agencies watch psychic YouTube channels for information?
I think you and I did that question back in like 2019, John.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
It was a long time ago when we first started doing videos together. I think we asked that.
So do U.S. intelligence agencies watch YouTube readers for information?
For information.
For entertainment purposes only, YouTube.
That would be
You're not a part of the FBI. They have their own remote viewers. They don't need the ones on YouTube
at all. There is no. No. Six of Cups and the Four Swords. No. There is no. They have people that they know, or they have some sort of reputation for that has been sort of garnered over the years. They're not scouring the internet nor local psychic fairs or anything like that for psychics. They're not out looking for anybody. They have people with reputations in their, like detectives do use psychics and mediums and things like that, but they're not watching psychics from YouTube to try to get information. They have people for that already. This is more of an ego thing. This King of Pentacles and the Devil. So this is kind of about me and what I can gain and what I can get. It's not, they're not watching us to figure out what's going on with Trump. They do actually know how to do their job and investigate. And cold case files a lot of time are the people who use psychics. So no.
Yeah. I get they have contracts with their own, because on YouTube, like that, they may be a little bit too erratic, and the timing might not be right, and they see it structured more for like family entertainment, so they don't really watch us for that. But I get, like, they've got their own psychics that they will go to. They're not into the celebrity psychics. They're not into them. They're out in the cold from the celebrity ones. But they do use them in investigations, I get. But it's their own that they're contracted.
I get it. That's bullshit. I get that's bullshit. Here's the trust, someone that is trusted and guided. Here's your reader. Book. The book is Knowledge and Secrets. Here's your hell no. So it might be that our audience is like, oh my gosh, you guys are the best. The FBI looks at us and says those are a bunch of quacks. Or any other intelligence agencies would look at us and say they're a bunch of quacks. Why? Because they already have this knowledge, information, secrets. So I call bullshit on the whole. The FBI is watching me. I'm so important. I'm such a great psychic. They're watching me. No.
Yeah.
All up in your head. So, no.
Get grounded. Yeah. Get grounded and get out of the ego.
Yeah, I get a no. So next question. Everybody was asking about this new COVID variant. I guess we're on the Transformers now, Omicron. I'm like, what's going to be next? Megatron, like Bumblebee? What's the other one, Johnny? What's the other one? That's the semi truck.
That's Optimus Prime.
Optimus Prime, Megatron, Bumblebee. There's a bunch I'm missing, aren't I? So, Omicron. Is that going to cause another shutdown?
Just a reminder again, the Spanish flu went through 114 mutations. 114. This is not over anytime soon.
Also, we are not here to give you medical advice. If you have any questions, please see a medical doctor. Medical, MD. Okay? So...
Also, 60% of Republicans are not vaccinated. 17% of independents are not vaccinated. So wear your mask.
And it's cold and flu season, so wear it anyway.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you don't have to, it's not your COVID barrier. Just use it anyway. Because who wants to deal with scratchy throat and runny nose and all that other stuff? So just wear it anyway.
I get a no. I get like, the shutdown, the last time we were quarantined and shut down, it cost too much money and they're moving on from that. So too many people won't accept another shutdown. There's too much chaos around it. And I get that they really won't have a need because we'll be secure. You just got to wear your mask, block it.
What'd you get, Mr. Johnny?
I get Justice 9 of Pentacles. I don't think that this is going to be devastating, especially not as devastating as the original SARS outbreak, COVID-19, that first broke. So, but after that, we go to the next one and it'll have, this will change. And then the next one would be a little more aggressive. But again, it's nice to be up on the news. You need to know what's going on in the world, especially right now with COVID-19 everywhere and so forth and so forth. But if you find yourself, thank you, Robin, if you find yourself becoming panicked by everything that someone is saying, tune it out, turn it off, watch something else. COVID-19 is still there. It is not going anywhere no time soon. Find out the things you need to know. Leave the rest of the news alone. Your stress level lowers your immune system. This makes you susceptible to any and everything. So take care of yourself. Stay out of the headlines and stop panicking about everything.
The other thing is, remember, we've got science on our side. They're coming up with new medications, and they'll probably be coming up with new vaccines and things as it continues to mutate. Our science will keep up with this as it has done for the last year.
And I think that I had read somewhere that they're developing a pill now.
Yeah, they've got a pill already approved, I think.
Yeah. I know that things continue to move forward because there's access to treatment. So I get no. We'll see.
And get your shot if you can. If you don't have a compromised immune system, get the shot.
Yeah. Talk to your medical doctor, not your chiropractor, not your acupuncturist, not a homeopathic person, a medical doctor, please. Yes. Not some guy on Facebook or someone here on YouTube, okay? A medical doctor. Let me see.
I was just watching actually a Justin Bieber's doctor. He was talking about brain health and how, thank you, Opal girl, that's how not your yoga instructor, exactly. Yeah. How your brain is doing things you don't want it to do sometimes because your actual physical brain is not healthy and you need to do certain things, blah, blah, blah. And he was also saying about your diet and make sure you eat well and blah, 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 and you don't need a shot. And then that's where he lost me. And I'm like, he's a doctor, but he's a psychiatrist. Now, they are wonderful, needed people, but you're not an MD. So don't take your medical advice from somebody who's not a medical doctor. Mm-hmm. Take your psychiatric advice from someone who is a psychiatrist.
Mm-hmm. Just because you can go into your dentist's office and he can administer Botox does not mean that he's there to tell you what to do about a vaccine. he's trying to work on your mouth, not on your body. Okay. So I got another really dumb question. Well, it's not dumb. It's just, I hate the guy. Will Jim Jordan ever be held accountable for the college stuff with the wrestling team?
I thought all this had already moved through the courts. Has it not? Is it still going on?
I think it was done. So will he be held accountable for the wrestling stuff? I really don't like him. I really don't. I just want to smack his face.
Devil, 3 of Wands. This is something that's open-ended about this, but as far as accountability, I don't see it. There's 7 of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune, so there's some sort of scheme to move on, or he has some sort of, I won't call it good luck because the Wheel of Fortune is about good luck, but when it's accompanied by the 7 of Swords, it means that you sort of created your own luck by some sort of devious means. Mm. And then that 3 of Swords, 10 of Swords, this ends and separates. It may damage his reputation. I mean, it already has, but that's about as harsh as I think it's going to get.
Yeah, I get they just keep talking about it, about the time he shared there at the school. So, you know, it's something that'll be talked about. It affects his image and in sort of a negative way. But I do get he'll go to court, but it's over something else. It's over something else he actually had direct work with and connections that he's got. So watch for this space.
No, Stephen, let's agree to disagree on that one, my dear. I gotta know. No, the results were already there, but there's something here. There's something here about records or results from a financial institution. But that has nothing to do.
Yeah, he's not going to get caught up in anything to do with the school. He's going to get caught up on something else.
Like on maybe January 6th or something like that, but
Yep.
not.
We're not disagreeing. We agreed.
Agree to disagree.
No, I agree. He's going to get caught up on something else.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. Is he gonna be subpoenaed? Can we ask that?
I thought he already was in that first big group, wasn't he?
I mean, he talked to somebody already, just didn't give any answers.
But because of the executive privilege case with Trump, I thought he was like.
Is that in the courts right now? Oh, they're saying that he did already talk to the 1/6 commission. So it's the whole executive privilege. Well, also, Stephen, they're not required to take an MCAT exam.
Yeah, he October 20th, he kept telling the House panel he can't recall how many times he talked to Trump. So he's already been talked to the committee.
They're not required MCATs, Stephen. So he's already talked to them.
Yes. Now, he can say he doesn't recall. Meanwhile, you called and Lindsey Graham called and one other person called and said, hey, Donald Trump, call off your goons. And
wait, I thought that was McCarthy.
Yeah, it was him. It was three people because we did a reading on it whatever week. It was like three people. I thought he was one of them, but maybe not.
I thought it was Kevin McCarthy that was the one that was yelling on the phone for him.
He was one of them.
And Jim Jordan called him too?
That's what I thought.
So that means Lindsey Graham probably called too.
I thought it was those three.
Those three?
That's right. It could be somebody else.
Yeah, because Lindsey was scared to death during it. He was having a meltdown.
He was crapping his pants, screaming at the top of his lungs. So can we break this up into 6 then? It was reported not long ago that during this whole ordeal in the planning for the January 6th rally, that Katrina Pearson came up with this genius idea for everybody to use burner phones. Which
and Kylie Krimmer has reported on one of the Oath Creepers or Peanut Butter Boys. He's already said they had burner phones. He's already admitted to it.
So was it her idea to use burner phones? Because I thought that they had the emails where she was saying it is imperative that we use burner phones, pay in cash only. And I guess there's like a laundry list of people that had burner phones, but I only have the persons listed. I have Guilfoyle Jr., Eric Trump, Laura Trump, the Katrina Pearson lady, and Mark Meadows.
Correct.
Those are the only. Can we look at those individually? Because I mean, there's no way to get the information off the burner phones. That's why people use burner phones, So
that's who it was, Andrea. It was Jordan, McCarthy, Mo Brooks. They called.
Oh, Mo Brooks, the one with the Kevlar vest.
So they have these burner phones, but they also have testimony from Peanut Butter Boys and Oath Creepers that they were using burner phones. So even if they can't get the evidence off the burner phone, they at least have testimony to the fact that they were using burner phones.
So how should we word the question? Because I want to look at them individually.
Well, when they were calling Eric Trump, were they calling to wish him a happy birthday because his birthday is January 6th, or were they calling to discuss the rally and attacking the Capitol? What were they discussing when they called Eric Trump?
What were they discussing when they called Eric Trump on the burner phone? Right? What were they discussing when they called Eric Trump on the burner phone?
Thank you, Adrian. Oh, Adrian's live tomorrow night with Tony on
Oh,
Chinese
hey,
Hot.
Adrian.
Jam session. They were talking to Eric Trump.
Yeah.
There's something about there's an election with the King of Cups and the Three of Pentacles. There's Seven of Cups here, something about options, about holding something up with the Hangman and the Six of Swords, trying to hold something and maybe even change its direction. So I don't know if he was supposed to be some line of defense, even though he's not an elected official. I don't know. But there's something about holding something up and changing its direction.
I mean, if you're not a criminal, why use burner phones?
I mean,
Yeah, how to get to higher ground. Seeking out those that they had their connections with, their little celebrity guys, their little celebrity apprentices. How to end Biden's presidency, the heartbreak over Trump, and sending the bullies in to demonize the people in the Congress. I'm getting letting burdening them so they can't vote, causing chaos, causing delays, anything they can do to stall.
I get a passionate fight. The discussion here, the phone call with the birds, was to lie about the theft, to lie about something that was stolen. A passionate conversation here about theft, but they were also very, 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 very nervous about what they were talking about here. And then chronic, repetitive, ongoing lies with Whip and Snake. But it was almost like, it's almost like getting the, I can't really say their messaging, because their messaging has always been on point. Well, for their on point about it's stolen, it's stolen, it's stolen, it's stolen, it's
Consistent.
But here with the mice is also very detail oriented. So it's almost like getting their story straight on the details about the lie of the loss. And because right here it's saying that they're nervous as well. Birds carries nervousness. This is anxiety. So it was also a conversation to kind of like, well, close up in our face,
getting all their ducks in a row.
Yeah, because the lie about the loss there, or the thievery. So
let's look at Mark Meadows. What were they talking to Mark Meadows about?
What were they talking to Mark Meadows about on the burner phone?
Former chief of staff. Can you imagine a chief of staff having phone calls with the Peanut Butter Boys and the Oath Keepers? Can you just imagine? It's just so disgusting. It's pathetic. The company you keep.
yes. This is why, you get that horrible feeling that justice moves a little too slow sometimes.
God, my cards are flying out.
There's something about I won't say it. Well, I guess I'll say it literally the way it is, because maybe that's why it popped in my head. That there's something about hiding away from violent children. So it's like, there's the Knight of Swords and the naive ones. So it's something about hiding away or stealing away with the devil there too, and the burden. So it's like, where do you go? How do you hide away from the children, from the violent, naive ones? There's something also about staying away from the case, staying away from this January 6th thing, like maybe trying to remove yourself from the situation, or at the very least, make sure your name's not a part of the conversation. That's what I get. Thank you, Terry.
I get they were anxious when calling him, but something about charging in erratically under the authority of someone higher up, and that would be like Mark Meadows, and trying to obscure the truth. I think you're right about investigators, like talking about, like, we know this will get investigated. So something about they're trying to cover up their image, trying to cover up that they were connected to it. And, talking to people that they spent time working on this with, trying to cover that up. They knew it was going to get a lot of attention. So they're trying to change who supported this rally, who funded it. And in secret, I think they wanted to blame it on Biden.
Yeah, because Biden shipped in his own insurrectionists, so he couldn't.
Couldn't become president. Yeah, that's how stupid they are.
I get that it was a very difficult conversation. There's something here about pain and suffering, going in a new direction, and then his conversation here was about access to people in the entourage or the house having the answers. So it looks like, because of the suffering here, the new direction in the conversation was for the house to give them the answers. And I think that we're already starting to see that with Steve Bannon, Mark Meadows, Roger Stone, and a couple of other people with little bits and pieces that they've put out, that the plan was screw it up enough so that it goes to the House of Representatives where they had more, and then the House would give them the access. So that's what it looks like. If I'm interpreting this correctly, was his thing. There's a suffering, new direction. The conversation was for the House to have access, to give them the answer that they wanted. So that's what I'm getting. So who was the other person, Jenny?
Laura Trump.
Laura Trump. Why did
What are
you
you talking to her for?
Yeah, I know, right?
I ate Pace's wife. She was active in the campaign originally, but
She was hired by the campaign.
Yeah.
Why Laura Trump? What are they talking to her about? Hey, Laura, we're going to throw a surprise party for Eric on his birthday. There's so many coming. We're going to have it at the Capitol building.
Well, I don't know. They're talking about some man. So they were talking about, so that get like, it's all about him. Whatever it was, I pulled twice, get the Emperor the second time, King of Wands the first time. That's the same person to me. There's something about a man defending and isolated. Well, I pulled 5 cards, but that's what I get. They were talking about some man.
I get they were talking about Republicans that were supportive to Trump, that were, structuring it so that they would lay low around those that were supportive to Trump and move on those that were outcasts from Trump. And also on Nancy Pelosi, that they were definitely making her a big target. And then also how to look out for security, like the police, the Capitol Police and stuff, what to expect. So, wow, Laura seemed to know more than Eric did.
Okay, so
By default, I think.
because he spends all his time eating paste. So I got the letter, the sun, the birds here for the phone, what they talked about, the garden and the woman. They were talking about the rally itself here, or some sort of organization where there was a lot of people, a gathering of some sort, a congregation, a party, and then her. This here with letter, birds, and woman, there may be a voicemail from a woman, some sort of a result of something that may have been communicated to her in regards to the success of this rally, an energetic rally, all of the people involved at this party who was invited. But I get, since it ends here with woman, it looks like the communication was mostly about this right here, the garden, which is congregations, parties, networks, like networks of people, outdoor events, concerts, anywhere where there's an audience. It could also be an organization of some sort. So, and here with this, it's like successful results. So I only pulled a line of 5. I don't have any money cards. So I'm wondering if she was in on this about how much money went into the Trump organization or some other sort of Trump thing where there's a network of people.
Or into the rally to fund the rally.
Yeah. Because it says here that those results were very successful and very energetic. So, but I only pulled a line of 5, and I didn't.
In other words, she's letting them know, we got them all pumped up. They're coming your way.
Yeah.
Get ready.
Yep.
For entertainment purposes only, again, YouTube.
So who's the other person? The junior, right?
Junior. Ooh.
Get money, documents, and cover up. That's it.
I get juniors getting investigated. Over January 6th, like already. His name's come up. Well, I get Sniffy was high as a kite and was telling him how to block Biden, to be, he's like riling him up. He was just, bully ahead, whatever. We're all in this together. Just try to cover up as much as you can, keep everything secret, and just trying to get them emotionally charged up is what I'm getting.
Yeah, that's right. Junior was making a deal for some powdered sugar. What did you get? Johnny, did you go already?
Yes, ma'am.
So I got scythe birds, bouquet, anchor, and fish. Dangerous conversation or a conversation about an attack here. There may have been questions about it being canceled or something, but there's a strike here. It's dangerous. And then the conversation was about perhaps having gifts that were reliable, and it had to do with money. So I think he was more on the business end of things, like who he can pull money from, because the gifts are persistent and sustained, and then there's freedom and abundance here. So it's almost like sourcing money but making it secure. Does that make sense?
So this leads to my next question. Guilfoyle, they know, raised $3.6 million for the rally. What was the money used for that she raised Was it used for
I get
setting up
and
the
that's
rally,
what-
or was it used to pay for Oath Creepers and Peanut Butter Boys?
In that reading, if I look at the mirrors, it's cosmetic surgery. So she probably bought herself a pair of tits. But let's but what was the money used for?
What was
Kimberly
the
Gold-
3.6 million used for that she raised for the January 6th rally? Because all the speakers were free. It's not like you had to pay somebody to speak at it.
No.
You know, and they talk about the Hatch Act. I mean, Trump himself broke the Hatch Act, speaking there on the lawn of the White House. Stuff to steal. What was her money used for?
So in the comments so far, we got lap dances, and she got a new pair of kidneys too.
Because on that previous spread, the mirrors were scythe, bouquet, and then fish. Surgery with scythe, cosmetic with bouquet, and then fish, your kidneys. So yeah, she bought herself a pair of boobs. Or got the old ones taken out, some injectables, maybe some liposuction.
I got a woman, Queen of Pentacles, Six of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles, and the Fool. There's a woman investing in a family home or property that may be passed down through the generation type thing. So it's not a house though. So I don't know if they are investing in real estate to make money, because there's something specialized about it. Like it's a specific thing, like a golf course, not just an open plot of land. You can put a shop, not even like a mini mall where there's a bunch of different things. It's a specific thing, like a restaurant. It does one thing, whatever it is. It is tied to, naturally, it is tied to the Fool or that family. It was raised for him. This was another one of those things. There's also something very, very, very small amount. It's kind of like that guy we did a reading on who raised like $3 million for Trump super PACs, and he donated a whole $19. There's a very small amount that went towards their action, that went towards the riot. There's also something about a party, and like an actual party being thrown, or this could be the riot, but it's something else too. So there's money there, but it was very little. In the greater scheme of things, very little. Like since it's 3 million, maybe it was like 50,000 or something, but it was very little. But a lot of it, I get, was kept for their personal use.
I get the same thing. I get that there was a lot of money, but only a little of it was doled out like charity to those that were doing the work to burden and to keep them quiet, to keep them shut up and quiet because they were anxious about that. So just a part of the covering up and keeping everything secret. But only a small amount went to them. She stole the rest. So used it for personal gains, and I do get it will be looked into by an investigator.
I get part of it was a marketing ploy for something that they really desired, but in the end, I get Tower and Scythe. So they may have done it this way. Oh, stop the steal, but it ends up here because this is the court. This is danger. Okay, so it could be that they're using it for their own coffers for all the 8 million investigations Trump is under for the Trump Oregon tax evasion, bank fraud, wire fraud, all that stuff. The Trump Towers or any other corporation, because he's got so many of them, like shell companies on top of shell companies, because there's danger there. So it's almost like it's almost like, yeah, they raised the money under one thing, stop the steal, but it's more for their own purposes for whatever this is, like their own legal crap that's going to hit the fan. That's what I get. I could be wrong. So, ay. And then the other lady, what was her name?
Katrina Pearson,
Katrina Pearson,
campaign advisor, campaign consultant.
She raised money too.
No, they were calling her on burner phones.
Burner phone thing.
And she was, we think that was the one that suggested using burner phones.
This was like work calls about schedules and the riot people, because I get the Six of Cups again here too. This is like organization of that. So I think she was one of the organizers, like the logistics part.
I still cannot ask. Well, I can ask. I just do not I cannot get it through my head. What made these idiots think we totally got this? We're never going to get caught. Let's go ahead. Pull the trigger, Johnny. We're good to go. Coup d'etat, baby. Coup d'etat. I don't understand. I don't understand. I mean, I guess it's always a good idea to rob the bank before you walk in and get caught,
But who said this was going to work? Even if, let's say for whatever reason, that everybody at the Pentagon just said, forget it, I'm not going into work that day. And no kind of defense was issued in our election.
Yeah, say
this worked. Who said that, okay, now the Democrats aren't going to put the crazy hat on and just overthrow you, and now we got a war within the country?
Because
why did you think this was going to just be unimpeded forever?
Because their plan was screw it up enough to where it goes to the House of Representatives. We have more people in the House of Representatives, even though they're the minority. The House of Representatives could have overthrown the election and given it back to Trump. But what makes you think that wouldn't have made its way to the Supreme Court because you picked three of the judges?
Well, why weren't they thinking about Biden got 80 million votes? You're outnumbered. If you want a civil war, hello, you're outnumbered.
You're on the wrong side again.
Yeah, but for some reason they thought foolproof plan, let's do it. And we're never going to get caught and we're never going to face any consequences.
And mind you, this entire crowd was dispersed by tear gas. You ain't that tough. It ain't like you were just going in there and you were not. I mean, I get what their intention, but I don't personally think they were going to physically kill Mike Pence. I don't think they had it in them to do that.
Well, I think that there was.
Maybe there was somebody hired to do so, but these people with the "Don't Tread on Me" flags and all the goofy people who ride in the back of pickup trucks, they was just there to cause chaos.
I think that some of them have been radicalized enough that they would have gladly killed members of Congress.
Absolutely. Look at the guy they just prosecuted for threatening members of Congress. I get that she herself was talking to them on the burner phones about that the Trump supporters were on the move, meaning moving towards the Capitol, and time for you to get to work.
Mm-hmm.
We got them all riled up here. Time for you to get to work.
I get that
and cover it up, whatever you do.
A lucky or hopeful opportunity here for the results. There's the phone call. Successful change or successful overthrow, upgrading, changing something. An opportunity for the conversation here to overthrow.
Or migrating even too, like they're moving.
No, it's more like this is more like the overthrow itself, because Storks is always on top of something. So it's like how they're going to plan it to overthrow it. The results here that are going to make them successful, hoping that they have the results to successfully overthrow. So, and again, with the birds, this is people that are in cahoots. Like, it's because it has to do with meetings. So it's like, it wasn't just, hey, I'm going to call Mark Meadows. It's more like group phone calls. Do you see what I'm saying? Where you have 4 or 5 people on the line, sort of thing. And there's also quite possibly voicemails. I don't know if those can be on a burner phone, if those can be
Played back.
Yeah, gotten back or played back, because opportunity, mail, voice. See what I'm saying? So there could be some voicemails out there. I don't know if they'll get them back, but yeah.
Why did you think, though, that this was going to work? That's my whole thing. It's like, let me jump off the cliff and I will use the bubblegum wrapper as my parachute.
But
why did you think that was going to work? The ground is going to meet you.
Because, okay, I understand. Well, I don't understand. I guess that they thought it was a really good idea. The part of the
why? There's the Army and the Air Force, the Navy, the Coast Guard, the Boy Scouts. Somebody would have tied you up and stabbed you in the heart. Like, you can't just rush in and overthrow the decision of 80 million people just like that with 200 of you. You can't, like, I can't.
What I also don't understand about that whole thing, you have had 4 years to witness Donald Trump throwing everybody under the bus. And you jump on the coup d'etat train for that fat clown. Like, that makes it even worse.
The quackernon. I still believe in what he said, but he did me wrong. No, he didn't. He did not do you wrong. The Jenner Bryan lady who said, I'm white and I'm not going to jail, who went to jail. You went to jail. He does not do anything for anybody other than himself. But mind you, he proved that to you. He's 70 whatever years old. He's had 60 years of proving he is a horrible person to everybody in his sphere. But they see the bright, shiny thing, and then Medusa stares. They turn to stone. Their whole life is ruined. And then he just wanders off.
He's like, over in the golf course playing golf while he's grifting off his supporters. Here's another thing. Can we ask? So it's still being reported that the RNC is paying all of Donald Trump's legal bills, not just from when he was president, his own personal legal bills. They're also now paying stuff that he had that he's going to court for before he was
like
president.
His tax frauds and stuff, which goes back from before he was president.
So he's grifting off his supporters. God knows what's happening with that money. You would think that he's bankrupting the RNC, or will soon bankrupt the RNC. Look what he did to the farmers in the Midwest when he started a trade war with China. He bankrupted everybody. You think the RNC is going to come out of there any better? So can we ask? I guess I want to know what's going to be the outcome of them paying his legal bills, because my mind says he's gonna bankrupt.
Will they continue to pay them?
Okay. Will the RNC continue to pay Trump's legal bills?
Well, I was shuffling. 3 cards fell out, and they look like a yes to me, but I'll do it again anyway.
Okay.
I got 3 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles. That's my Republican card, and the Lovers. They're still on his side. Why?
But Johnny, why? He has his own thing where he's taking money away from the RNC because they're giving it to him and not the RNC.
Yeah.
It's interesting because I get that the RNC plans to walk away from him, but I think politically, but I get, yes, they'll keep paying his legal bills. But because of his treachery, his treason and stuff, and all the problems he's causing them, they're planning on walking away from him, but it's like they're trying to appease him by paying his legal bills.
I got a follow-up question.
You don't run for president, we'll pay your legal bills. But if you run for president, we're not going to keep paying.
I think when the other option comes out with the 7 of Cups, when the other option comes out, they'll move on. But right now, there's no DeSantis for front runner. How do you say that? Front runner, and then Mike Pence, no front runner just yet.
I get the finances that he desires end up coming to a close. or the finances that are desired or the love that's there ends. So I get eventually it's going to go belly up. But can we ask, because I cannot wrap it around my head, why are they paying his legal bills? He's telling Republicans, don't donate to the RNC, give it to me. So he's raising more money than the RNC. He's raising
and
more
taking money from the RNC.
and taking money from the RNC. And these dipshits, I mean, by all means, go ahead. That's less money you have to pay for campaigns in 2022. By all means, shoot yourself in the foot, you know, but why? Why are they paying his bills?
I think it is it's which is still stupid because he has no legislative power.
No.
However, there is some sort of, like, say some company, I won't name, well, say AT&T, because they did it twice, mind you. They'll pay some money into the RNC so they can get an audience with the king type thing. That's what they did when he first was president. They gave money to Michael Cohen. Michael Cohen said, okay, I'll get you in the room with Donald Trump. I think it's something of that nature. There's some sort of worry about the unknown here with the high priestess. He's still the Republican figure for right now until DeSantis moves up and takes his place or something like that. But until then, he's still the guy. And so they pour money. I don't think it's necessarily even RNC. I think it's just funneled money from elsewhere.
Yeah, I get again, like they're planning on divorcing from him, separating from him, but they're nervous about the corruption, bubbling up to the surface. They're nervous about all the corruption coming out and how that's going to reflect on them.
Oh my God.
Like the more stuff that comes out on Trump, the worse the RNC is going to look, right?
I mean, how can they possibly look any worse than they already do?
You can't put that genie back in the bottle. It's like you let him out. There he is. And if he gets 4 more years, he's just going to have more corruption, more legal bills.
Yep. And he'll be even more embrazen. So what makes you think he's not going to start jailing Republicans in the House or in the Senate that failed to do his bidding to overthrow the election? That's the monster you created. Good luck with that. I get that the relationship or the promise here is very painful and difficult, and it's hard work. So I don't understand what this is. It's a very difficult relationship that is a lot of hard work. It's a pain in the ass. But that doesn't answer the question, why are you paying his legal bills? Because he's a pain in the ass? Like, I don't...
Yeah, I mean, because who else do they have? He's their front runner. And mind you, I think that there's also a bit of fear of these numbers. And I always tell people, take numbers with a grain of salt. As they say, 78% of statistics are all made up to fit your narrative. So just like I made that one up. So it's like all you have to do is say 48%, or not even say that, let's say 98% of Republicans are Trump supporters. So if you don't support Trump, RNC, whoever you put into place, DeSantis, will not get 98% of the vote. He'll only get 2%, then he'll lose, and then we'll never have office again, blah, blah, blah. So they kind of scare them with these little number factoids about how many people you need to win over in Iowa and then Ohio and then Nantucket and all these different places. And then they say, okay, well, let's support Donald Trump because he still has the grip of the people. And I said this before, I say this to the Republicans in the world too. It is even more of you than it is of them. The majority of Republicans are not quackernons. They just speak the loudest, and so they're speaking louder than them too. That's why George Bush and Mike Pence are trying to save the party, but you never hear about that. But you hear about Bo Burt and the ABC girl every single time they open their mouth.
But here's the thing, Johnny. I think that the Republican Party shot themselves in the foot so bad during the Trump years and then after the insurrection and everything that a lot of regular old school conservatives said, fuck this. This is not my party, and left.
And they left.
Now what you got left is the fucking crazies. So
well, you've got like, them thinking, okay, if Trump goes down for the January 6th insurrection, which I think it's when, not if, if he goes down, then all the Trump supporters in Congress that helped him are going down too, and their party's going to get wiped out. The Lauren Boeberts and the MTGs and the Kevin McCarthy's and the Lindsey Grahams, they're all going to go down with him.
Yep. And boy, get the popcorn. Make sure you have popcorn in your pantries, people, for when the day comes.
The first thing Trump does, is tell on people, when he's caught himself, he was okay with giving up Michael Cohen. Oh my God, you better be crapping your pants every day.
Yeah.
Wondering when he's going to turn on you.
so here's a question. Speaking of Michael Cohen, I've been seeing a lot of Michael Cohen on, I haven't been watching the news, so I've been catching on YouTube when I can. I guess he's off of house arrest now, so he's able to interview a little bit more freely on the news. And there's a lot of speculation between Mary Trump, who's arguing that Donald Trump will for certain run in 2024 just to keep his own ass out of prison and to shut down all the investigations. Then there's the argument from Michael Cohen saying there's no way in hell his ego could ever run again, knowing how badly he got beaten. He's only able to say they stole it
because he hates being called a loser.
Yeah. So can we ask, will he run in 2024? Just to see what the cards say. Will Donald Trump run for president in 2024?
I get yes, unless the Republicans is sort of contingent upon you with the 10 of Pentacles. That's my Republican card. And then the Death card, there is a change that needs to be made. This is a drastic change, though. Death is not a little change. This is a gigantic change. And you have to elect a new person, a new star, the Ace of Water or the Ace of Cups and the Star. With the Magician, you need a new person in power. Otherwise, it's Donald Trump. It'll have to default to him because he still has control over y'all.
So you get that he will run in 2024?
Unless they do something about it, absolutely. Because mind you, I've said that 400 times. Mind you, they could have done something about it in the first place when none of them took him seriously. And Lindsey Graham was like, "Oh, he's the sideshow.
He's a racist. Let me lick your butt."
And meanwhile,
kiss the ring.
Yeah, and it's interesting because I keep getting, he's keeping it a secret, which he is. I want to look at that. Why is he keeping it a secret? It's like all the steady money, though, is going to come to an end. His fortunes are changing. So it's going to affect his security. If he runs, I get maybe as an independent.
That's interesting that you're saying that.
As opposed to as a Republican, because like the funds from the Republican Party end. So I think he'll end up, probably running as an independent. Look at me, I'm running for the government again, and it's all image. It's all about the grift. Like, give me money, give me more money. Let me bully you out of your money. I need all your money. So I don't think he's running, like Mary Trump said, to stop all the investigations. I think he's running for the grift.
And that's the thing. That's very interesting that you say that, because Michael Cohen, that was part of his argument. He's like, there's no way, because if he runs for president and he loses, that's it. The grift is over. The grift is over. He has indefinite grift so long as he keeps the big lie going. I get that there's going to be something reported about his health.
So let's ask this. Why is he keeping it a secret right now? Why won't he come on the record and say, of course I'm running? Or of course I'm not running.
Okay.
Why will he not come out and say one way or the other right now?
Why won't he say these words?
Because mind you, let's say this too. This is the fault of our media big time. When he ran the first time, he ran with no ads and got all the TV time for free. Because everything that came out his mouth was stupid juice and we drank it. It's like, oh my God, I can't believe a person would say that. He's never going to win. 4 years later.
Sucked up all the oxygen in the room.
Mm-hmm.
And bad publicity is as good as good publicity to him. Like he doesn't.
Yes. Talked about him for free.
As long as you're talking about him.
There is something, he's doing something different, which plays it again with that change. This is a drastic change. That plays into what you just said about I'm not a Republican anymore because they turned their back on me. There's something that comes to a very drastic end. And then there's the Three of Wands. This is for something else. So what is it for? There's something about money and possessions, properties, expertise, maybe even paying legal bills or something of that nature. But there's also changes in property that he's going to undergo. There's a change in the country at that time as well, because mind you, Pluto return is still coming. So there's a lot of exposure coming out. So there's some things that this is, I don't think that he is in complete control of what he is going to do. There is something that is going to force him to shift whether he wants to or not.
Yeah, it has to do with his judgment. To your point, like he doesn't have that great a judgment. It's like, oh, I'm happy, joy, smug little Trump here. But he knows they're coming after like his properties and the property tax stuff. And he's trying to create some chaos around that. So, probably he's got campaign finance things tied up with his LLCs and everything else, because he's lied so much about like where the money is for the campaigns and everything else. He's just waiting on the court stuff to be healed, to be over. And then I get like he'll announce good news, I'm back. But he's burdened by the Republicans. So I think he'll come back as an independent.
I'm kind of getting what Jenny's getting. An agreement to steal something in secret and projects. So we're talking criminal conspiracies. Pick one. Pick one. Just pick one. That's why he's keeping it. That's why he won't say until he learns. And he's very nervous about it. Nervous about what he learns. Here's with birds. Nervousness again. For what he desires. Once that, it's kind of like waiting for the shoe to drop. Who's going down for this? Because it's an agreement to steal something in secret, and there was meetings about it for what they desired. So, Georgia election, what's going on in New York? Pick one. Pick one.
Grifting in his hotels and you name it.
January.
So can I ask this?
Yeah.
Turkey Neck McConnell, will he support Donald Trump?
What was the question, Johnny?
Will he support Donald Trump? Donald Trump's bid for president. It looks like no, but I want to see. Because he made the statement to the ire of Donald Trump that we should start focusing on the future and not Donald Trump. In response to somebody saying, hey, Donald Trump said, hey, let's focus on the future and not Donald Trump.
He's already trying to move on.
That's interesting. I had a very political answer. It's like he is to try to do what's best for the party. There is a little secret higher ups club like him and a few other people who sort of control the purse strings and the happenings of the Republican Party. They're already having their little discussions. There's something they want, but it requires a drastic change. The 9 of Cups. So your desires and your wishes, But there's a drastic change again, death card third time in a row. There needs to be a huge change, which means you're going to have to leave Captain Stupid Juice behind and move on to the next person. I mean, DeSantis is horrible. He's hated by Democrats, and yet he's loved by Republicans. He has his own natural hair. He's got a family that doesn't look like creepers that curled out from under the stairs. So, I mean, that seems to be the one they want to go with. There is here with the Republican Party, there's an offer that is made, but it is not to him. They're trying to change. Now, mind you, if they don't shift the change, just like I said, if they don't shift the change, then he's going to stick. But Captain Stupid.
I get there's something surprising going to happen. Like McConnell is bullying with the donors. And so I get like he's moving on. He's transitioning the power away from Trump. Like he's done with them, complete done. He's like, just give it time, just give it time. And then I get there's a break with the Republican Party. So the Republicans have to come up with someone new that has an image that is more balanced. Good luck with that. But yeah, they're going to have to come up with somebody new. I don't think McConnell's even going to have to voice anything because I think Trump will move on his own.
He will manipulate and steal for power. So if Trump's the best he can get, he'll use it because he can manipulate and steal for power. So long as he gets power, it doesn't matter. If he's got to suck it up with Trump for 4 years.
As long as he's still in power.
If they have to manipulate and steal from Trump and get him somebody, it's all about the power for McConnell. So that's what I get. So, ay. God, what must it be like to not have a soul? Like McConnell. No soul, no conscience, nothing.
You're naive then. You're just happy as a little lamb.
I guess. So Michael Cohen was on, I think I saw him very briefly on Meet the Press on YouTube. And he was, I guess they were trying to get him to divulge what's going on in New York. And he was like, I can't talk about that, blah, 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 blah.
Who was that?
Michael Cohen.
Oh, Cohen. Okay.
Talking to the guy from Meet the Press on MSNBC, what's his name, Chuck Todd or whatever. And he was saying it's not just Trump. Weiselberg's not out of trouble. Weiselberg's kids, Weiselberg's wife, Ivanka, Eric, everybody. So can we ask one, because timing is weird. But I'm kind of curious to know, like, when we'll hear more, because we know that Weiselberg's been in, right, to talk to. Well, wait, he got arraigned already? Did he get arraigned for when he has to go, or is he waiting on that?
He's waiting on something. I forget what he's waiting on now. The court case to start.
No, I thought it was over.
He's been indicted, but the court case hadn't started.
Okay. So how can I word this? Because I'm trying to figure out like around when are we going to start hearing about all the other crap hitting the fan? Because it's not, according to Cohen, it's not just Weiselberg.
He said even though he's through serving his prison term, he's still going on a regular basis to talk with them.
Yeah.
Regularly.
Yep. So,
Michael Cohen said that?
Yeah.
Oh,
regularly talking to them.
I mean, but that's again, that's nothing.
No, just say it, Johnny. Just say it.
But that's again the thing I'm saying. If he did not care about the person who held the vault to all his secrets, what makes you think Quackanon mascot, Jenna Ryan, and all these different people that he cares about you at all? He don't even know your name. He knew Michael Cohen's blood type and down to okay. Let the child go to jail and talk to whoever he wants to. I don't care. Meanwhile, Michael Flynn, I'll give you 9 pardons.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it doesn't make any sense. Okay.
Well, I got a Michael Flynn, Steve Bannon, and Roger Stone gossipy type petty question to ask after this one.
Oh, wait, what was we asking now? When are we going to start to see?
Yeah.
Action out of New York on Trump, the Trump family.
Um, 2 months, you'll hear messages. It'll take 10 years.
I get something big changes in about 5 weeks. And they move into action. I get something starts in about 8 weeks. They start pushing back strength on their side. So it's over the money and the properties. Something big starting in about 8 weeks. So January. She may be waiting. Cy Vance just has a few more weeks, and then the new guy comes in.
Oh, there's a new guy?
Yeah, they voted in the new guy, the new attorney general, because Cy Vance was getting out. What's his name? Graves, I think. I wrote his name down somewhere.
Haven't been following.
Yeah, Matt Graves. He's replacing. No, not Matt Graves. He's in D.C. Who's the one in New York? You guys know who won in New York?
I don't remember.
Chat knows everything. They'll tell you.
I don't know.
Well, what you get on the timing, Vic?
I get around August 25th, which is about the 25th of the month. Then I got Anchor. Well, that's number 35. I added it together 8. And Anchor is a very long time. It's slow. It's persistent. This is a persistent thing that's routine. So maybe if I'm interpreting this correctly, I think it's staying around August. So
Eric Bragg's the new attorney general's name.
Oh, okay. So there's some petty drama going on between Roger Stone, Steve Bannon, and I think Mike Flynn is involved too.
Lord.
Probably Alex Jones too.
Yeah, all 4 of them. So Roger Stone over there with his Richard Nixon tattoo is going, I'm too pretty to go to jail. Fuck y'all motherfuckers. Like he did it. I don't know what I'm innocent. So like he's talking smack about Steve Bannon, about how Steve Bannon was the one that set it all up, while also talking smack about Alex Jones setting it all up. And I forgot what he said about Flynn, but it's like, something's going on with homeboy when he's over there like throwing everybody under the bus, and he's like, I didn't do it. I had nothing to do with it.
He's probably panicking because his pardon doesn't cover all the stuff he's about to be brought up on. So let me throw all them under the bus before
he gets busted.
A finger at me.
But I mean, still, if you participated in any of that stuff, you're still going to get busted. Like.
Yeah,
so
who was the stupid one that took the pictures with the peanut butter boys?
Yeah, and I think if I remember correctly, I don't want to misquote. You might want to go watch I think it's the Dollamore show. He reported on it, and I think David Pakman did as well. But I think he was saying that it was Steve Bannon who masterminded the whole thing. So he's already pointing the finger at Bannon, even though he's always taken a lot of pride in being a dirty trickster when it comes to politics. And
Bannon right now is saying that, the disclosure, the stuff that they do before a trial, he wants it all made public because he wants it tried out in the public opinion as opposed to in court. So he's trying to get all the private stuff put public before it even goes to court, which is not going to happen. I mean, he's in la la land, but he's trying to act like,
so he's trying to screw up the case before it goes to court by putting all this stuff.
He's trying to say that our Justice Department hides secrets, basically, because he's anti-government, obviously, by
but he has no problem with that same
Goop.
Justice Department is incarcerating Black and brown people. So I don't, whatever. So he's doing it for his own gain then.
He's doing it for his own gain and because he doesn't like government. I mean, why else would you stage an insurrection? Yeah. He doesn't like government and he doesn't like the Justice Department. He doesn't like, it's like he's a fascist.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he ran Breitbart for God's.
Sue me, Bannon.
Yeah. So let's see. Well, let's see. Can we ask what happens to Roger Stone in this whole saga?
Throwing everybody else under the bus.
And you know who else we haven't heard of in a while? What was his name, Jenny? Rudy Giuliani crematorium.
Broke ass raided Rudy Tootie. 4 seasons of adult bookstore crematorium Giuliani.
Oh, Lord. Thank you, Meter. And yes, I have.
Rudy's probably looking for some Sharpies to draw his hair on with after his last meltdown.
So that it doesn't drip down his face, Jenny?
Yeah, permanent markers.
I think Nixon back has created a burden for himself within some Republicans. There's a group of them that don't really care for his outspoken nature. They want him to. Now, I think some of them are saying, hey, stop saying that. Stop giving up certain information. Maybe change your speech a little bit, because there's also a threat of cutting off something. That sentence could have gone any kind of way, really. There's a threat of cutting off something that he needs. There's some sort of charity.
It didn't get better.
It did not.
Cutting off a couple of things.
Oh, Lord. His jingle bells, possibly. That's what they were going to do. That's what it is. And so with reluctance, I think he stands his ground, I believe. And so I think he's getting cut off from some people, mind you. I think he'll still always be in love with Nixon back and Donald Trump, but other than that, I'm just stop talking. There you go.
He's doing something that, like, taking a little bit of a leap of faith, but he's going to get knocked off his high horse, is what I'm getting, for talking too much. They are going to try to shut him up, take him underground, so to speak. And, we might be searching for him.
That was my first thought.
I'm going to leave it at that. We might be searching for him somewhere.
We all got some weird stuff.
I get that he met or communicated with the party about the insurrection here. Did he speak at the event? Because this is like public speaking.
I think he talked about it on his. Well, I don't know if that would.
Because
that's in your read, but
he was in the hotel that day too, taking pictures.
Like, this could be like public speaking about the overthrow, the change, speaking or meeting with the network of people about a party here to overthrow. And then there's a delay for a woman, giving a woman a cold shoulder, postponing something with the woman, like putting her on hold. He's been subpoenaed, correct?
Yeah.
But it shows here that this is this woman is delayed. So after Bannon's arrest, I personally honestly believe that he's too much of a coward to do the same thing Bannon did and get arrested and thrown in jail.
I think they're all cowards because they got somebody else to do all their dirty work. They weren't, not a one of them marched to the Capitol. Not a single one of them were up there.
It's on your public speaking. I believe he talked about it on his podcast or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because it's like public speaking publicly about the insurrection, speaking to a network here about change, and then a delay for a woman. Now, this could also be, if we look at it this way, speaking before the committee. This is a large group of people, a body of people where there's a meeting about the insurrection, and then blocking or stonewalling a woman. So, but this woman gets delayed and postponed some way, shape, or form because she's got Mountain right before her. So I think he's too much of a coward to pull a Steve Bannon. But if he does go to committee, it might be like,
because mind you, the police know where you live because they came in your house before.
Yeah. I mean, because here it shows that the party is delayed. The network is blocked. And then here it shows a conversation about the change with the woman, a meeting with the change and a woman. So it's like if he goes to committee, he just pleads the fifth because it's this way. So whatever he says goes down this line and then it stops here before it gets to her. Does that make sense?
Or that could literally be stone, right? That mountain.
No, I mean, no, because it's not man, it's woman. So.
Thank you, Marie.
When is he supposed to go to the committee? What does anybody know for his subpoena?
I don't know. They were talking to Adam Schiff the other day about who all they're going to go after, like they did Bannon, for contempt of Congress.
Yeah, I know that they're saying I know that they're saying if he's been pardoned, he can't plead the fifth. But this is a totally different crime than what he was arrested for and pardoned on. So if he was
the fifth, you go to jail anyway, don't you? Since you cannot proclaim innocence anymore either, because you have no defense.
If they can prove guilt, he'll go to jail.
But for the whole pardon thing, no, because that's this is a totally unrelated crime to what he was arrested and pardoned for in the first place. So, so they're saying Bannon's next date is the 7th. I wonder when Stone got subpoenaed for.
Stone and Alex Jones just got subpoenaed not long ago, so I didn't hear the dates of when they're going.
And then Stephen Miller, that piece of shit, got served with a subpoena as well. Do you hear about that? Steve Miller, Kayleigh McEnany. So can we see what will Stephen Miller go comply with the congressional subpoena?
They'll go after him because he's stuck, right in the middle of it, but he'll block everything. He'll plead the fifth probably. And he'll hope the courts will put an ending to it. So yeah, he covers up, but
thank you, T-Barb. Thank you.
He's gonna have problems in the courts eventually. Because there's a strong case against him. So
what did you get, Mr. Johnny?
I get yes, but no cooperation. But I think he goes because he thinks he's smarter than the other side.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm not going to show up because I know all the answers, and he knows how to defend himself and all these different type of weird things going on in his mind that are not actually going to happen once he's in front of a committee. But
no, he's just going to obfuscate and insult people and use the Trump talking points to just
right before the fall, though, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
No, he's prone to meltdowns too, so I think it'd be hysterical to watch him because he just like gets pissed off and runs off the set, you know, when he's on the news shows.
I get that. Yes, he will go. He will go to the court, but it's not just about him complying with the subpoena. There may be stuff that comes up about his access to funds and money. So I don't know exactly what role he played, but I mean, there's money there. Something important about him and a independent institution. So DOJ maybe, but it's also, there's also money there too. So I'm wondering if he was part of the planning to raise money from like the white supremacist groups that he just loves so much, you know? So what a piece of crap, that man. Such a gross person. So here's Spanky's at it again because he can't take no for an answer. He is once again calling for another audit in Arizona. This is what, the 5th, 6th? I've lost track.
I've lost count. And once again, like, who's paying for that? Arizona taxpayers?
Yeah, he's asked for another audit in Arizona.
Keep voting for him in elections, and he'll keep making you audit everything over and over till your state's broke.
Yep. So what will be the outcome of the next Arizona audit? Again, I mean, what is this, the 4th? 5th? 5th. Marie Hansen is saying it's the 5th. You're still going to lose, buddy.
And cyber ninjas are going to court. They have been denied, mind you. This, I think, is the second time. They are trying to keep the records private. But you are a company that took public information on behalf of a government agency to audit the votes. Therefore, it's public. And so for whatever reason, they want to keep it private. And a 3-panel judge, 3-0, said no. Twice.
All these stupid sons of bitches are going to be regretting the day that they jumped on the Trump bandwagon when they're broke, without a job, in jail,
and using public defenders because they can't afford lawyers anymore.
Trump audit in Arizona.
Oh Lord. It'll cost a lot, but there are no emerging results that are going to make news. It's going to be like it was the last time. I mean, here's my thing too, Donald Trump. Like, I get it. It becomes hard to count when you go past 10.
Johnny, I don't think he can go past 1.
I mean, I get it. You know, I get it. I know it's hard. I didn't say he got that high. I'm just saying I get that it's harder to count when you go past 10 without taking your shoes and clothes off too. So I get it. But when you count the first time upon your request and told you Biden actually got more than we counted the first time, what do you think they're going to get the second time? This is not in your favor. Like, give this up. You know what? No emerging results. It stays the same as it was. Biden still won. Blah blah blah. There you go. I don't know. What do you want from me? I don't know.
Yeah, I get this bullying about the votes. Is his way of being able to talk about, stop the steal and the whole structure of how the election was stolen from him. It just enables him to continue lying. About where all the votes went and everything. Ultimately, he's burdened. He's got to walk away and give up. That's a corrupt investigation, of course. It's done in secret, and there's like a bunch of like chaos in the back room. It just creates more anxiety, which is all he ever hopes to get out of it. Nobody's ever going to find anything. And we got my pillow guy on his 96-hour marathon this weekend.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Oh
96 hours of that guy yakking. Can you imagine?
I was trying to send you guys the video clips because I've been seeing him on freaking infomercials on the BBC. On the BBC. You can get my $70 pillow now with my code for $17. Like selling shoes. And I'm like, what is this
He's selling wholesale pillows now.
His pillows were never $79. They're a piece of crap. You could go in Bed Bath & Beyond, get the regular size for $9.99 or the queen size for $19.99. They were never
Jenny,
$79 pillows.
Jenny, you can't
get them now, I know, at Bed Bath. But when they did sell them, that's what they cost. I know. I worked in retail. I used to go comp shop pricing all the time, so I remember prices. His pillows were never $69, $79 pillows. Never. But he's inflating the value, just like Trump inflates the value of his houses to sell them at the price he sells them.
Make it sound expensive and important.
Yeah. That's called fraud, by the way. You're not allowed to do that.
His pillows are probably made with the stuffing that you put inside of the cages for like gerbils and hamsters and stuff.
They're full of Donald Trump's old follicles.
They're full of all the shredded bamboo fibers and ballots from the Arizona audit.
Oh, God.
I get that he is still blocked and he keeps losing and dwindling. So he might lose even more votes after this. You know, like, because it just keeps eating away and eating away and eating away and taking away. So
okay, wait.
I gotta tell you, I really okay. Can I ask a really stupid?
I want to be real extra petty though. Can I do that real fast? Yeah. In the chat, can y'all tell me what is inside of Mike Lindell's pillows? Post now. Okay, now go on with your question. We'll see what they say. Call it all petty.
Okay, can we ask a stupid question? Just to be assholes? Well, I'm an asshole. You guys are great. Does Donald Trump know how to tie his shoes? Or does he have like those Velcro shoes that you don't have to tie? Like, does he know how to tie his shoes?
He's got weird loafers. Even if he knows how to tie him, he's got that big belly. Can he even reach him to tie him?
Dandruff from Trump's farts.
Shredded foam. Trump's old wings. Broken down foam.
Shredded diapers.
Trump's old diapers.
Old hair. Crack. I'm not the
belly button lint.
Oh, God.
All the missing lost socks.
Feathers from the turkey's Trump pardon. Pardon him and kill him anyway. That's what they do. Memory foam that forgets. That sounds about right, though. Oh, old donuts.
I bet there's a woman that ties his shoes for him every single day.
I mean, I wouldn't go and say it. It's somebody else doing it.
Somebody's tying his shoes and not him.
But mind you, didn't answer my question of whether he knows how or not, so I won't say he don't know how. But I'm
gonna say he doesn't know how to tie his shoes.
He doesn't have the balance to bend over to tie them either.
Feathers from
empty KFC buckets.
No, he's a loser. He doesn't know how to tie
Lord
Regretfully, no. There's a woman that ties them.
There was a song.
Eric's page.
We were taught when we were kids how to tie your shoe. Just play it. Donald Trump. That's all you got to do. Melania's old kidneys.
Yep. Big Bird could teach him how to tie it if he'd watch Sesame Street.
Yes.
Well, when we talk about Melania's kidneys, we're talking about the breast, and that's
her
it's her
former
breast.
implants. That's they, but you know what she was saying.
Oh my God, we're going to hell.
Oh,
Trappers, Trump's other hair.
oh, Nick Alvarado, he can't put him on the right feet.
He can't put him on the right. What? Johnny just lost it. What are you laughing at, Johnny? Because I'm over here in StreamYard and I can't see the chat.
I can just imagine him with his right shoe on his left foot.
These shoes don't fit me.
And he walking, his feet look like he looked like half his body always trying to turn in a circle because his feet is pointing out. It's called the Trump Strut.
The Trump Strut.
Don't make fun of it. It's going to be the hottest dance craze.
It's going to be like the new Macarena. At the Trump
I've got too many steps for him. I think that one is.
Oh God.
Oh my God. Okay.
He can't remember more than 5 steps. Remember,
Oh, goodness.
What was the
and
thing,
woman,
Jenny?
camera, TV, whatever.
Oh Lord. Okay. Johnny, get yourself together. Sorry, y'all. Sorry.
Compose myself.
Okay. So now we're going to ask about one of the most disgusting pieces of human manure living on this planet. Kyle Rittenhouse
Oh God.
is threatening to sue Joe Biden. I don't know why. Why is he threatening to sue Joe Biden or saying that he's going to sue Joe Biden? Does anybody
Because Joe Biden commented on the case.
What did Joe Biden say?
I guess basically what, slander?
Yeah. Probably slander. Yeah.
Oh God.
Okay.
Because he's also saying, because him and some of the Republican people are at odds too, because defamation. Yeah, he's suing for defamation. Because they support the Quackernons and Kyle Rittenhouse apparently does not. Even though you took money from Lynn Wood, who's a Quackernon.
Quackernoners, white supremacists. What's the difference, really? You know?
They're all conspiracy theorists.
Is he going to sue Joe Biden?
Defamation. So here's my thing. First of all, little boy, you don't have a reputation worth protecting for someone to defame you. Also, how do you show damages of defamation, slander, or libel when you don't earn anything?
That's right.
Like Joe Biden, you have to show that Joe Biden's words have cost you something. What did it cost you at all? This, however, I think has nothing to do with Joe Biden, though. This is part of his grab for attention. There's still there's a thing behind him. There's an engine behind this. He's a figurehead. Like we said last time, that and it happened, all the Republicans are going to come out. They want to take pictures with him. They want him on their staff. Kyle Rittenhouse is the hero. He's going to do something, though. I guarantee you, just like the Josh Duggar, he was a hero. And then it turns out he was everything but that. And then the Wayne Bundy or whatever, the Clive and Bundy person, and turns out he was a racist. And they all rushed to take pictures of him and take pictures with the woman who wouldn't certify the gay marriages when she was the county clerk person.
Remember that?
Like they go and they hold these people up to be heroes, and then it turns out they're still humans, and then horrible humans at that. And then you try to backtrack any way you can. That's what's happening here. There's an engine behind him. This is not about Donald Trump or not Joe Biden. They're trying to gain money, gain attention, gain something, and then they'll throw them away like the rest of them.
Thank you,
Kotos.
Yep, I get it's an engine behind him too, because he's not discerning. He's just a stupid schmuck that can be You know, I'm just the mundane one. They're doing all the work behind me.
Mhm.
I just lay here. I'm the celebrity, and they're the ones that are gonna like talk about taking him to court and surprise, all this stuff. It's all just garbage talk. He's gonna end up walking away from it because, like, who's gonna represent him? Who's gonna take him up? Who's gonna pay his legal fees? He doesn't have the money. It's all just corrupt crap behind him. He's gonna have to go away from this.
I get a hell no.
It's just
My
garbage.
question is, how long before this stupid schmuck is in some other sort of trouble? Because when he got arrested for killing those people, the cops were all super nice to him. Gave him food, everything else. He got out on bail the next day. He was at a bar, underage, mind you, at a bar, throwing white power symbols with a bunch of white supremacists. He didn't care. He did not care. It was like he was convinced that, that it was a show, he had to play the role. So because he was able to kill people with impunity, how long before he does something else stupid again?
Well, and the problem is, if he's in a bar underage, he's not the one going to get in trouble. It's the bar owner that'll get in trouble.
Yeah. But I think the last time we read on him, I had gotten that there was like money paid or whatever, that there was going to have to be money paid or something like that, money that was paid. And I think the parents of one of the people that he killed already said that the civil lawsuits have already been filed. And I got Scythe Woman Bear, danger for his mother, but also a woman's finances. So have fun going broke because you raised a little murderer and you think it's totally cool. So
and in his let me take my precious stuff off while I've saved this grossness out of my mouth just now. In his very, very slight defense, he is still a kid with an immature brain. He does not know what he is doing. He is reacting to what is happening. And so the people behind him are worsening his situation, and he can't tell the difference because he doesn't have that discernment. He's a kid.
He's just being used.
So he's being used.
Johnny, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jenny.
The sad thing is the way Wisconsin law is written. If those guys had been able to get his gun away from him and turned it and used it on him, they would have had the same self-defense plea that he had. And how would the population have reacted if they had killed him, if he had ended up dead?
I'm sorry. I can't with the, even I know Johnny's trying to be good with the slight defense, but no. You wake up as a 17, 18-year-old kid. You decide I'm going to skip school. You know what you're doing.
I'm going to play cop. I'm going to take my gun over here.
Yeah, you know that you're about to skip school and it's bad. I am certain, know that putting a gun into your car, driving across the state to kill because you felt like you weren't safe, you already had in your head that you were going to go out there and light some people up. So, no, I think it was absolutely premeditated.
And the whole thing too of like, he probably couldn't even finish schools. He probably doesn't even have his GED. He has no education to fall back on. Nothing. It's like, and these people are just pushing him up there. Like, I'm going to hire him as an intern. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that.
Based upon the qualifications of what?
Yeah,
he killed people at the Black Lives Matter protest, Johnny, based on those credentials alone. Look, he killed 2 people and injured 1 at a Black Lives Matter protest. Absolutely qualified to be an intern in the halls of Congress.
Yes,
it's kind of like the way the law is written. It's kind of like, I'm going to go in the bank and I'm going to rob it. Oh, but the security guy is pointing a gun at me, so I'm going to point my gun at him in self-defense, even though I'm in here to rob the bank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing. It's the same thing. So, anyways, to get off that ridiculousness, because he just makes my blood boil. And I got
let's just hope he goes and works for a pedophile like Matt Gaetz. Let's just hope that's where he ends up. wonderful education for him.
Yeah.
So both of y'all can go down at the same time.
Yep. Okay, so I'm off the Kyle Rittenhouse thing because he just pisses me off.
Can we look at Louis Gohmert? He's running for AG in Texas.
Well, Louis Gohmert went AG.
Rep Louis Gohmert, the crazy guy.
The guy that thinks that we should change the orbit of the moon to stop climate change.
That's the one.
Oh. In what state? In what state, Jenny?
Texas, where all the crazies come from.
You can't make this shit up. I'm sorry.
It's the lasso the moon. Over here.
Oh, Jesus, I can't.
I am sorry, I am not stupid enough to run as a Republican. Right, Arnie? I mean, I swear to God,
orbit of anything.
my cat would be a better rep than Gohmert.
You know the best part about the whole thing that happened with Matt Gaetz and Marjorie Taylor Greene, when they were trying to hold that protest in front of the jail where all the insurrectionists were held, and the people came in and started. Remember the guy with the whistle, and it drove Matt Gaetz and Gohmert. They left Gomer Pyle over there at the podium, and everybody.
The only kind of trolling in which I approve.
I'm sure Ted Cruz would love to see him as AG, because then maybe he would sue Big Bird for him.
Yeah.
You know?
So will Louis Gohmert win as AG for Texas? Will Louis Gohmert run?
Oh my God, these people make my head just explode with the
Orbit
stupidity.
of the moon. Lord have mercy. Well, I will admit, because I'm not the smartest in the whole world. I know a little bit, but I don't know a whole lot. Back in the day when my nieces were coming up and they were in school, and it was always math. Help me with the math homework, and I'm looking at this like, you said this was math, not ancient Chinese. Like, I don't know what I'm looking at right now. But they teach, well, I guess it's the same thing. I just didn't pay attention. But I know they taught you about the orbit of the moon back when he was in school. I know they did. They had to.
They had to. And it's like, oh my God, somebody just get him down with the Neil deGrasse Tyson.
I think the way I think he was trying to, it was during a congressional hearing, and I think they were talking to scientists, and I think he made that statement to try to be a smartass, and it's like
first card.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't make you, like, he was trying to make a joke out of it, like be sarcastic, and it's like, no, dude, you really sound dumb.
He looks at the moon a little differently than the rest of us. These cards.
Vivian says free dumb, like DUMB, freedom.
God.
Oh my God.
I mean, that should be the GOP tagline, free dumb. Like, we're so stupid.
He is not going to get it. He is not going to get the AG. He's got to walk away. Tower on him. That's what you get, Mr. Man in the Moon, with a different perspective of the moon.
Can we just send him to the moon? Like, put him in Jeff Bezos.
He stands up, as Spirit is showing me, he stands a better chance of being committed somewhere.
To a mental institution.
Oh my God.
There's a personal problem. I don't get maybe this is not about the election, maybe it is, but there's a personal problem, something that he can't
think.
This is enlightenment. He can't quite pull off. He can't sacrifice enough energy, time, money for this. This is a constant conflict. There's some personal issue, but his futuristic plans and potential it comes to like a sudden end. There's something tower-like about that, and there is some progression, but it's elsewhere. I think he needs to maybe look for something different instead of the AG, but his luck lies elsewhere. This ain't it, though.
Go work with my pillow guy.
Something. Be a lobbyist.
I get his knowledge. of the moon is wrong. It's dead. He doesn't know. Also, he knows that his career is done. It's ending.
It's toast.
He's toast.
As it should be.
I mean, come on now, really? Like, hey, let's change the orbit of the moon to stop climate change. Like, what moron on this planet? It's almost like, hey, let's move the sun so it's not so hot.
Push it back a little bit. It's just a little close.
Can we get Space Force out there to move it maybe 45 degrees that way? And
Elon Musk, get your little phallic symbol thing flying up there and move that moon.
Move the moon.
Can we just take Saturn and put it between us and the sun so it's not so hot? Like,
oh God.
Sorry.
Oh.
I need a fan. Hang on.
I can't do it.
Not the moon. Not the moon.
Move the moon.
Move the moon for the tides and then move the sun for the heat, Johnny. He's got a whole plan. He should be running NASA and Space Force.
He went to the same school as Bill O'Reilly when he said, you can't explain. He said this to whoever he was talking to. You can't explain why the tide goes in and out. And the man just looked. I'm like, what do you think is happening? God's putting his feet in the water and kicking it back and forth. That's what is wrong with these people? Okay, anyway.
I can't breathe.
That's all we got for tonight, you guys. That's all we got. 2 hours on the dot. If you need to schedule a reading, please go to, wait, am I doing this? Right there.
There you go. JennLynnTarot.com.
JennLynnTarot.com. Make sure if you guys are interested in the tickets for the Sedona with Jenny and Linda, get on that as well. There's only 50 seats, and I think Jenny said about 25 are gone. So it's a smaller group this year, I think she said, right, Jenny?
Yeah, because we're only doing one weekend instead of two, so there's half as many seats. So the link is on my community tab if you go to it.
Mm-hmm. Go watch Johnny's cooking show. Hopefully we'll get him back on another cooking show to make something in the
moon pies. You got to make moon pies.
that's a little.
And then we'll box them up and send them to Gomer. It don't matter if they taste bad. Just make some.
Oh God. I'll put him on a string that way it can orbit around him.
Yeah, he hit himself in the head with one.
Yeah, that might not be the worst idea either.
Maybe he'll end up choking himself by accident.
Knock some sense into him, Jesus Christian.
All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for hanging out. Happy holidays, and we will see you. Oh, thanks to Good Vibes for the thing that you sent, Johnny.
We'll be on Johnny's channel next week. Tarot's
on Johnny's next week, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.